Hello guys, Krudless here, and welcome back to yet another episode of Let's Play Dark Souls 3. In the last one, we got here to this bonfire in Farron Keep. It is called the Keep Ruins bonfire, and we fought some of these grooves. They are kind of terrifying. And now we are going to continue off in the keep, trying to extinguish all of these fires. There are 3 of them in total in this area, and we try to avoid getting poisoned by a lot of the shit down here. So one of the first things I will do in this area is to head over here. Inside this little place with a ton of snails, there will be a pretty nice treasure for us that we want to get. It is, in fact, okay, let's say, hang on, hey guys. Oh, there is an undead bone shard here that we can get. So yeah, now we can upgrade our Estus flask to +2. We see a ladder going up into this huge thing over here. That is actually the foot of the giant bridge we were walking on before we got to the undead settlement. And over here we see some of these giant beasts that look just out of Bloodborne. And I like to refer to them as the Bloodborne rejects. They are, well, I read that somewhere that they are referred to as that. So no, there's nothing over here. Be careful with these guys. As you can see, we get poisoned. But also, this fellow right here, he is out in the deep end of the water. I think they are fairly weak to fire magic. And they will do like a burst attack into the ground and then blow up backwards. So you want to be careful with that. They can also summon these spirits from the ground. And look who's back! Ow, I should have dodged that. But yeah, look who's back. Guys, this is Yellowfinger Heisel. She is back and she is ready for vengeance. She spawns right about over here. And if you're curious about more of Yellowfinger Heisel, I have a separate video. Oh, there she is. Hello. I'm gonna get rid of these basilisks here first, though, because they can instant kill me if I get taken by the... Oh my god, she deals a lot of damage. But I have a separate video on how to actually do her quest line. And she is not hindered by the water here, so you want to be careful. Let's try to get her down. Ah, it's like a revenge here. But she will only appear in these 2 places right here. And if you fight her at one of the places, you'll be able to summon her in this area actually. And you can get a gesture from her. But only, and I repeat, only if you give Rosaria a tongue. But we can't really do that because then we will fail another quest line, as you'll see eventually. I have heard some rumors about that quest line. I have videos on them in my guide section on the channel. So check that out if you are curious. Oh, these guys are really, really dangerous as they can kill me in one hit if I get inflicted with the curse of petrification or whatever it is that they kind of breathe towards me. So get some repair powder. Over here there is some important treasure. Now previously we have gotten a couple of things that are really important. We have gotten these things actually. You remember the giant that shot at us? He gave us this thing. A branch of a white birch received from a giant apparently as a token of friendship. Becomes something that blends into the surroundings, consumed with use. A good friend, no hit. We also get these from the trees that he was protecting, both at the Cathedral of the Deep and also in the Undead Settlement. And this birch reads, Little Dusk's first sorcerer's staff eventually became seedlings and then 3 white birch saplings. The young branch is said to still contain echoes of Little Dusk's capriciousness. And here we'll find the evidence of some more linkages to her. You find a golden scroll and the antiquated set. So this antiquated set is kind of similar to the maiden robe, well, mostly in color, dress sewn in a long lost fashion. The elaborately embroidered ivory-colored silk is imbued with ancient magic power. No protection is offered by this garment, as it was never intended for battle. That's actually not really true. As you can see, it actually gives us quite a lot of magic resistance, kind of similar to the maiden robe, although I do believe the maiden robe is slightly better. Slightly, only slightly. It does have a pretty high curse resistance though, which is nice, 86 and 1.5 poise. The poise is turned off in this game, so that doesn't really matter. I don't think these have anything else. No. They offer little of protection. But anyway, we also got another item. We got this scroll. This is the first scroll we have. We have a Pyromancer tome, we have a Braille tome, and we have a golden scroll. Learn sorceries of Ulasil. A golden scroll chronicling the vast research of the Xanthuos scholars. Give it to a sorcerer to learn the arts of Ulasil. In the lost land of Ulasil, the sorceries orchestrated light and were said to shine in golden hues. We haven't died yet. The Lost Land of Ulasil. Now, if you haven't seen my playthrough of Artorias of the Abyss, I highly recommend that you go check it out. It's on the channel. Part of the Dark Souls 1 Let's Play. Dusk is a character from Ulasil, an ancient land that was related to a certain individual known as Artorias of the Abyss Walker. And Ulasil was a land that was devoured by the Abyss. Now, a contrast to this, or I guess a comparison to this area known as Ulasil, is this area here in Farron Keep. Now, the ground here is poisonous, but it is also kind of similar to the water in the Cathedral of the Deep. So there is a connection between the Deep and between the Abyss. And the Abyss Watchers, well, the Watchers of Farron, are here to keep the Abyss from spreading. We saw a Dark Wraith, though a survivor of the Abyss, or well, the Dark Wraiths of the Abyss. This is one of the crazy dangerous guys, by the way. You want to rush him down. Oh, Titan Shard. And here is the last fire, by the way. Well, the third one. I usually pick this on the last, but I'm going to pick it first this time. Haha, changing things up. I don't think there are any more grooves here. So I'm just gonna speak over this one since it's basically the same like cutscene as the previous one. Here, the place is like overwhelmed with the dark wraiths from the Abyss and the poison from maybe related to the Deep. So there is some connection between this area and Ulasil as well. Ulasil was consumed by the Abyss, and the Abyss returned. Or the creator, or the one that spread the Abyss to Ulasil was the Dark Stalker Koth, or Kaith, I guess its name is. There you have another Bloodborne reject. These are kind of, they look, their horns are kind of similar to the other Grus, so maybe these guys just are giant Grus. There's another guy to the right. Be careful not to pull many of these guys at the same time. And it's really difficult to fight these guys in the water, so I recommend that you pull them back so you don't get knocked back. Oh, he did the super attack there. I didn't even notice that since we were out here in the deep end. Come on, there we go. Really weak to fire damage, luckily for us. I'm gonna take care of this guy as well, just for the sake of clearing out everything. A really good idea with these guys is actually to... Oh, he did this swipe there. I rarely see that coming. Kite him into the fire. He will try to walk around this thing, but it will mess up his pathing a bit. And also he will take... Oh, he did the back slab. Or the back slam with his thing there. But you can actually damage them with the fire on the ground there. So I'm just doing this to get some of the items out here. Remember the dagger trick that we can use, equip the brigand daggers or a regular dagger, and you have the skill to move around quickly, regardless if you have FP or not. So here we find the Nameless Knight set. But yeah, what I was saying about Ulasil was that the land was corrupted by the character known as Manus, the father of the Abyss. And we, of course, had to go there. Oh, a loot item that I forgot previously. To stop him from spreading the Abyss. And not Manus, Darkstalker Koth, or Kaith. And he is one of the primordial serpents, as they're called. And we see some references to the primordial serpents in this game as well. So I think that was about all the stuff we wanted to get from that area. We could head up into up the ladder now, but I'm going to finish off the area down here. Let's get the daggers back up and get some of this loot right here. I will try to clean out the area by finding all the good stuff And then we'll head out on the, I guess that's the eastern part. You can see some of these grooves here are a bit less upgoing. They are little slightly worse off than the brothers we saw resting on land. So we got a talisman right now. We got the, where is it? Come on. Here it is. So we got the Sunlight Talisman and the Knight of Sunlight's personal talisman for casting miracles of the gods. The talisman bears the knight's own holy illustration and emblem of its unwavering faith. The use of the talisman's skill fills the user with similar steadfastness, unfaltering prayer. So it's right here next to this this pot here, filled with something we've seen before, right next to where we found the Warriors of Sunlight Covenant item, the Estus soup. So probably a Sunbro who has put this soup here. Now some people theorize that that is Solaire of Astora, one of the main, well, some of the more interesting characters from Dark Souls 1. And perhaps it is not. Wait, that was not the right guy. This was the right guy. Perhaps it is, perhaps it's not. We'll have to see. There is some stuff left for us to find here. Oh, hello. I'm not going to fight him with a dagger. Come on, I dare use the S-Stock. These guys aren't nearly as dangerous as their stranded brothers, the land sharks. As you can see now, if you're getting confused by this area, by the way, don't really fret it. It is a really hard area to stay oriented in. There it is, the first enemy we actually fought in the area. Well, one of the first grooves we fought. The ones that grab you. So the exit is that way. So if we head up this little ramp here, we'll find the first little fire to extinguish. And we'll be back at the entrance. So I'm just going to head up here and extinguish that fire, and then we'll head back down. So to our right, there will be a couple of grooves. First of all, this guy. Let's try to pull him back without really alerting the other one. Come here, Guru. Oh, too early on the parry. Look at this guy. He's so vicious. I could have dodged away, but I just wanted to see him finish the combo. We also have this guy. Hello. He is really docile. But yeah, let's see more to these grooves later on. Now this is the last one, and as we extinguish this, the door will open. But we still have a couple of items left to get in Farron Keep. It went kind of smoothly, but there are the hard parts are coming now. I'm not looking forward to those, because if you remember what I said about these white branches of dusk, there are 3 of these birch trees that we need to find, and one of them is here, the last and final one of those birch trees. So before you go down here, I recommend that you highly go and have a chat with the dragon. Oh, look at all of those swords. Look at all of those swords. Highly recommend that you go and talk to the giant and become his friend, because he will help you out quite greatly in this area. If you head down here, you'll be back at the first entrance of the area. But we want to continue over here. Let's kill this guy first. Stabby stabby. I don't think there is anything down here. No, there is not. We need to get down the... Oh, yes, there is some items that we can get. Let's jump down and have a look. Ooh, some snails over there. That's the entrance to the whole place. So we could have gone through here to directly over here, and we'd come to the second bonfire. But I prefer to take it like the route we took previously, as we can get the Dark Wraith down and also get to the sage's like coal, I guess it was called, from the crystal sage that he left here. So we got some moss up there cleansing the poison, though we don't really need that because the poison isn't really doing much damage to us. Oh, here we have the attention of a couple of more grooves. So how gruesome! I wanted them to drop their items though, as they will give us some lore on those guys. But I guess we can wait with that. So, there we get the great sword, the greatest sword in Dark Souls 2. But not in this game, apparently. This ultra great sword with its thick blade is one of the heaviest of its kind. Highly destructive, it if intolerably heavy. There would appear to be some credence to the rumors that this sword tested the true limits of human strength. But I don't really like to use this weapon in Dark Souls 3. I like it quite a bit in Dark Souls 2. But I haven't really dabbled into it too much in this specific part of the game. Well, in this game, I guess, this sequel. So before we do anything else, I want to head up this ladder here, as we will unlock a bonfire. I just want to go up the ladder right now, since we might as well do that. So we're heading down now. We are just below the giant bridge, as I said at the start of the episode. And we will find something really interesting here. First of all, though, you can see up there, that's the undead settlement. And this is the path we are going to take over there. Heading to Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. Maybe we can get a couple proper view from here. So we're going inside there. I can show you guys the bonfire. There's the big giant wolf. And an item. This item is really important, and we want to get this thing ASAP. But before we do, though, we want to head up here and take care of the crystal lizard. Come here, crystal lizard. Let's do the jump attack. And we got him. Wonderful. Here we see down towards the fire things and Lothric high above. Man, this view is kind of amazing, being down here and seeing everything. But there is an illusory wall right here. And then we'll get some more ashes. The Dream Chasers. Ashes. Umbral ash of one who dreamt of joining the undead legion. With this, the shrine handmaid will prepare new items. In the end, the Dream Chasers, who wandered aimlessly in the rotted forest, found a sense of fulfillment. What did they find? What did they find? There is an elevator going up there onto the bridge. We can also speak with the wolf. The old wolf of Farron. Remember what Hawkwood back in the Firelink Shrine told us? He told us about this legion, this undead legion that drank the wolf's blood, apparently. And this is the watchdog of Farron, the covenant for, well, some of the guys we fought here in front of the entrance. We got the, where is it? Where is it? Not the Fallen Knight armor, but we got the armor from those guys. No, we can buy the armor, I forgot. We got the weapons. The Exile Greatsword right here. Bloodstained Greatsword wielded by one of the watchdogs of Farron, who preside over a slumber of fallen warriors. So if we join them, we can get these items that we found outside. These wolf blood sword grass. A leaf signifying a duty fulfilled by the watchdogs of Farron, who stands beside the old wolf to ensure the serenity of those at rest. Depicts a swordgrass leaf stained with dried blood. Long ago, the swordgrass leaf quietly identified members of the undead legion. In the rotted forest rest the spirits of warriors past. Their acceptance of and gratitude towards their guardians is expressed eloquently by the humble leaf. The undead legion. Oh, yes. I think it's time we go back to Firelink Shrine. There is one thing we want to deliver. And, well, one thing that happens now that we have the ashes from the Dream Chaser. Now we have to deliver these to the Handmaiden.
Ashen one, what woeful umbral ash is this? This barren dust, stuff of a fool, won't yield aught. Where didst thou happen upon the stuff? Tell me for the sport. Oh yes, I see. Clinging to lofty dreams in this dying world, more's the pity. It must come from one most foolish indeed. Wouldst thou not agree?
So this is the only ash that we give her that she actually reacts to. And I wonder what that relates to. And now we'll be able to get the Lloyd's Shield Ring, I think. Ring given to Knights of the Way of White. Or could have gotten this before. Much time has passed since worship of Lloyd was common in the Way of White. The clerics of Karim had always strongly asserted that Lloyd was a derivative fraud. So this is like the companion to the one we have now. We can get the Life Ring. Really nice ring, to be honest. Increasing our health. Here is the Exile Armor. We've read about those before. After the Legion's Watchers became Lords of Cinder, the wolf blood dried up and Farron was consumed by a festering wood. So that's why the wood is so festered, apparently. The old wolf commands watchdogs to defend the sanctity of the sleeping warriors. What else do we get from actually delivering that? Well, we got the hidden blessing, I think. There is a grave in Lothric that sees no visitors, a dark place where ruthless warriors rest. The Queen of Lothric alone cared to wish the poor souls good fortune. Interesting. You can also buy the black bug pellets. At all times, the Abyss Watchers of the Undead Legion keep a supply of these concoctions prepared by the Acolytes. Rumor has it that their Gru descendants still make these concoctions. So that's related to the Grus we see. Farron Keep was swallowed by the rotted wood, where the blunt horn Grus concoct this resin. So they are making this type of poison resin, while this resin was made in the Undead Burg, or Undead Settlement, sorry, not Undead Burg. I'm playing Dark Souls 1. But yeah. If we reload the area right now, go over here. I don't think it is enough to just reset it like this. I recommend that you go here, and then we can travel to the Firelink Shrine from here. This should reset the area, so you don't have to exit the game and go back in. But here, you can see that Sirius is back. How are you doing, Sirius?
Hello again. I have since heard a great deal about you. For one, that you are most gentle of heart. I, too, am bound by duty, but can offer you my sign. I hear that cordial intrusion lays the path to embers. If I can be of help, by all means, do call upon me. Blessing of the moon upon your journey. If you should require assistance, use my sign. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
Blessing of the moon upon your journey. So we have gotten a couple of these gestures now. From the wolf, we got this one, the Legion Etiquette. And from Sirius, we got the this one, the Dark Moon Loyalty. The Dark Moon Loyalty. So we've heard about something of the Dark Moon here in the legendary old city here. Wherever you go, the moon still sets in Irithyll. The Dark Moon sets in Irithyll, perhaps. Also, I want you guys to take a look at this armor. Take a look at this armor right here for Hawkwood. Yes, yes. That's just like a couple of foreshadowing hints that you want to be aware of before we go. I want to burn this bone shard, and then we want to head back to the keep ruins. Not going back to the old Wolf of Farron just yet. I want to clear out the stuff down below first, and then I want to go to the old wolf and see what is on the top of the ladder up the elevator that we were just at. Maybe there's something fun there. Yes, there is. There's something really cool there. So the only area that we haven't explored as of right now is down here to the left, and towards this birch that I mentioned. Resting remains of the sorcery staff of Dusk of Ulasil. And yes, there is a giant crab, and we have to hit it for maximum damage. I'm gonna repeat that every time we get here. Unfortunately for us though, this water here is kinda deep. So the crab has a massive advantage over us. Oh, he got stuck, that's wonderful. But he will keep respawning. Luckily though, we have a friend that can help us out. If he will. There we go. Thank you, giant. So you can just stand here, and the giant will take care of this guy for us. Yay! Legion etiquette! So this is my advice on how to get rid of this guy. Just stand behind the birch tree, because his pathing really can't make him move past it, and the arrows will stun him sufficiently for us to stay safe. Oh! That was a quick maneuver there, almost scared me. But yeah, this is how you get to this area, and we get the Lingering Dragon Crest Ring. We can also go over to these things. The young white branches around the tree. We get the crown of dusk. And there are a couple of items around here as well that I think are really useful for us. An ember. What is this? Gold pine bundle. Ooh. Well, that's basically gold pine resin, only it lasts for a shorter time, and it's quite quick to... well, it requires less time to be activated on the weapon. It's like quite instant. Very similar to Bloodborne, how you use these fire papers and bolt paper on the weapon. It kind of goes on instantly, but only lasts for a couple of seconds, this one. So the last thing in this place is here. We want to get rid of these guru here. Oh, I thought I parried him, but I guess I was wrong. I actually did the forward stab there. But yeah, so here we see these mushrooms, and they are... You saw those back in Ulasil in Dark Souls 1. And also, remember the scroll we just found? This one, the golden scroll? Research of Xanthus scholars? Well, we also have the Xanthus crown right here from Hyzel. Xanthus clothing is the mark of a researcher of lost sorceries, and the oversized crown is emblematic of their work. It's imitation of a divine creature of Ulasil, and it definitely looks like one of these mushrooms. Here we find the Sage's scroll next to these mushrooms. Another one of these sorcery scrolls. Scroll containing sorceries of the crystal sages. Give it to a sorcerer to learn sorceries of the sages. As any sorcerer knows, sorcery is a talent, and these sorceries were refined to nurture a very special talent. Indeed. Now, we made a deal with a certain individual back before we defeated the crystal sages. Orbeck of Vinheim required us to find these scrolls for him. And if we don't give him the scrolls, then he will simply leave us. So I think it's time we head over to Orbeck and give him these scrolls, because he will stay. If we defeat 4 bosses, he will leave, if we don't give him any scrolls. So we'll have a chat with him. We'll check out the ring we just got from the crab and see what he has to say to us.
Oh, you're back then. Again, I'm Orbeck of Vinheim, here to teach you sorceries. Let us begin with the basics. The ideal sorcerer bears the twin faces of the dragon. You could at least act as if you're paying attention.
The twin faces of the dragons.
I don't mean to seem overbearing, but have you forgotten? In exchange for my sorceries, you are to bring me knowledge in the form of scrolls detailing the secrets of sorcery. I hope you're not one to break a promise. Oh my. This is stupendous. Then the undead legion of Farron possesses sorceries quite unknown. Thank you for upholding your end of the bargain. I doubt I ever would have made this discovery alone. Now, let us unravel the thing, so you may put these new sorceries to use.
So, as you can see, we have a couple of more spells now. He will start out with the decent ones. We can also get the Farron Dart here. Well known among the Farron sorceries. Some of these have more interesting dialogue or lore than others. This one, entrusted to the leader of the Legion's acolytes, and apparently a sorcery of his daughter, Hyzel, that was refined by Crystal Sage. So now we learned that the leader, one of the Legion had acolytes, and that Hyzel is the daughter of those acolytes, confirming both the gender of Hyzel, but also where she came from. See more of these here, entrusted to the leader of the acolytes. The Legion has a tendency to emphasize speed over power, and this practical alteration of an existing sorcery is no exception. The power of the sorcerer's swordman of Vinheim is predicated upon this and the magic shield. Many warriors learn sorcery just for this enchantment. Yes, we could probably make use of that one if we had a non-infused weapon. Magic shield right there. This one we already have, the spook spell. This one we can use as the same as the one we, you know, the item we used against the deacons, the alluring skull. This one functioned in the same way. The sound carries with a strangely infectious resonance that may cause one to stray from their post and expose their back. So we can use those if you want to go for a stealth kill. And Pestilent Mercury. Highly dangerous sorcery employed by dragon school spooks, only taught to trusted members. Release mercury that eats away at HP. Beware as the caster is not immune to its effect. A body caught in the silent mercury cloud lies still. While the face twists in a tortured scream, the names of these learned sorcerers became feared for this gruesome spectacle.
Oh my. Well, this is very unusual. It's from Ulasil, an ancient land of golden sorceries. Not even the Dragon School possesses such a long-lost scroll. What would the Xanthus scholars say with their ridiculous headwear? They would simply slaver over this find.
So maybe Hazel turned into a Xanthus scholar after being... well, after the blood dried up, perhaps. Here you can see the addition of these 5 new spells here, be really interesting ones. We get the cast light, lost sorcery from Ulasil, illuminates surroundings. This light producing magic is elementary, but nonetheless demonstrates the pure nature of golden sorceries, the likes of which have not been developed even at the Dragon School. This one is a repair. We can repair our weapons. Barely useful in this game at all. It would have been really nice in Dark Souls 2, and you can get that in Dark Souls 2 as well, but here the weapons rarely break at all. While the effects of this spell are rather subtle, its foundations are well-guarded secrets. Light is time, and the reversal of its effect is a forbidden art. Light is time. Hidden weapon. The weapon itself undergoes no inherent changes. Effective use of this, like any tool perhaps, is reliant upon the ingenuity of its caster. Hidden body. This is really nice. Although perfect invisibility is unachievable due to the risk of dissipation, the caster needs only to stand still for a moment to blend into environs with astounding camouflage. Kind of similar to what we get from the branches. Twisted wall of light. Distorts light in order to deflect magic. A closely guarded light manipulation spell that contorts the very fabric of fundamental laws, negating magic by denying its claim to physicality. Denying magic... what?
I don't mean to see anything.
Okay, so he does have the same dialogue. I don't think... maybe he will reset some stuff if we return to him. But I think we have to buy a couple of spells from him to actually produce some more dialogue from him, to be honest. But we did get a ring. Well, a couple of rings. First of all, we have the Lingering Dragon Quest ring, the Dragon Crest ring that we found from the crab. A special ring given to those who are deemed fit to undertake the journey of discovery in Vinheim, home of sorcery. Extend the length of spell effects. Apropos the Dragon School, the steel depicts an everlasting dragon. A lingering dragon symbolizes the true nature of the consummate sorcerer. So it's like an analogy to what a sorcerer is, huh? We can also we got this one next to the tree. Feathered crown bestowed upon the princess of Ulasil, land of ancient golden sorceries. Through the guardian Elizabeth's blessing, this raises the power and effect of its wearer's magic, but damage suffered by magic attacks rises in tandem. So if you want to use this thing, make sure to use the rest of the set. This one belonged to Dusk as well. You can use the antiquated dress here to increase your magic resistance, so it kind of balances out with the crown. If you are a caster, that's a good idea. Shout out to Robin for giving me that advice. Hee. So we have a couple of things we can do now. We can either finish up the area, we could return to the big giant who helped us out, or we could go to the wolf of Farron. So actually what I'm going to do now might seem a little weird, but we are heading back to visit the giants, because we have visited all of these three different... we should head to the Road of Sacrifices. These 3 different white birches relating to the Dusk of Ulasil's staff somehow. And then we'll find... we'll get something nice from the giant. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut here to when we are up at the giant's holdout. We find the hawk ring. And he in fact died right here. And I wonder why he died. Let's see if he left some advice to us on the ring. Ring associated with Hawkeye Go. One of the 4 Knights of Gwyn, the First Lord, extends the range of arrows. In his later years, the giant Go was blinded, but this did not prevent him from striking down a calamitous dragon with his great bow. I don't think this is Go. Go was one of the 4 Knights of Gwyn. And you met him we met him back in the Artorias of the Abyss DLC in Ulasil, in fact, where he was trapped inside a giant house, well, a building there in Ulasil, and he helped us shoot down a giant dragon named Calamite, so we could defeat him. And this bow right here is really similar to the bow that Go used, so yeah. That's it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this one. In the next, we will take on the boss fight in Farron Keep. We will also visit the Wolf of Farron Keep and see what's up the elevator there. And then we'll be on our journey to the Boreal Valley. See you guys next episode. Thank you for watching.